Okay, sorry about the cuts on and off and having electrical issues. Another problem people are having. Some of us, especially that seem to have archangelic connections, literally will suck the power out of your phone if we hold it. And the whole light flickering thing, all that shit like you see in the movies. It wasn't by accident. That shit's going on. But real quickly, and I will go out a little bit on a limb here with the whole ISIS thing. What the fuck is going on with ISIS? What is going on with the coverage? Clearly the castle or the house of cards is crumbling because there is a vast amount of video, brilliant evidence, detective-like evidence, like from Law and Order evidence, showing these crisis actors, where people have been in Turkey at a event or a scene. We don't know if it's fake or not, because there seems to be some reality going on here, especially with that shooting in Florida. Yet, marked all over these incidents are clear signs that this was a setup, or that the name is fake, or that these people were... How can they be at this shooting and they were also in San Bernardino, and people are finding this stuff? It's as if it's being put in front of their face. All right, the whole thing with Anderson. Okay, Anderson Cooper. Now, keep in mind, this is not a rumor. When confronted with this, he admits it. It's on his resume online. Anderson Cooper didn't do anything in media until he worked at CNN. Do you know who he works for? I'm not making this up. This is on his resume online. You can go find it right now on CNN.com. He's a CIA agent. He works for the CIA. Oh no, he doesn't work for the CIA now. He works for CNN. But in 1977, he worked for the CIA. Then he got the lead job at CNN. No, you just didn't know that. Welcome to the party, and that's how it's going to be. Okay, a lot of shit like that is going down. All right, but we don't. On some level here, the problem, and I don't know how to describe it, is, and I just don't know how to describe it. When people get upset about learning about 9/11, they immediately rush into, oh, it was the Zionists. Oh, fuck Bush and Cheney. It's Bush and Cheney. Okay, you're limiting yourself extensively to who possibly could be guilty parties. Now, I'm not saying people like that didn't do the act, but I know for a fact, not word of mouth, that there are a lot of things getting done around here that are being done by motherfuckers that aren't even on the planet, aren't even here. Because in their place, the presidents, they don't do shit. The leaders don't do shit. They don't need to go to another planet. The losers and the workers, they have to go to the other planet. And yeah, total, a lot of people know about this, total herd, cow, slave, using you for the milk, making you think you're making a lot of money. You're just a slave. It's been that way for thousands of years. And we're all programmed up. And it's taken a long time to get unprogrammed. So welcome to that reality. You've been a slave your whole life, and it's not being used as a joke. You had no idea that pretty much none of your decisions were your decisions. You were just thinking that they were your decisions. You don't know what freedom is yet, neither do I. When you get a taste of it, you start freaking out because you didn't realize it existed yet. You were like, wow, if I go on vacation for a couple months, what if I never have to work again and I'm a millionaire? That's not real freedom yet, because you're still restricted by the mind that they put a clamp on. And essentially, who's helping us? A spiritual element, and I didn't realize, and we have neighbors, apparently lots of them, and some of them look just like us. This may have been, as I've said before, this has been implied and hinted. Do not expect little green men to come after you. Don't be surprised if they look exactly like you, or are a little taller, or a little chubbier, or a little different colored skin. And well, just like here, but 2 billion miles to the left and 2 billion miles to the right, scattered out there, everywhere. Duplicates. Of what? Of us. The Creator's doing this everywhere. He's planting seeds all over the fucking garden of the galaxy. Just an idea. That kind of shit, you better get used to it. ISIS. Radical fringe element of Muslims. Not all Muslims are like that. Very likely, none of those motherfuckers are Muslims. Why? They're not Muslims at all. That's the whole thing. They want to scare you with the idea of Allah, with all of that, anything that has to do with Islam. They want you to think that there's an element, even if you think they're not all terrorists. They want you to be scared of that. They want you to not trust that. Why? Because they know something. A lot of people know something about that. In fact, one of the reasons we're suspecting that ISIS has nothing to do with Islam whatsoever is because jihad requires an immense amount of religious elements to be a part of their attacks. You see no spray paint on walls, and except for the occasional Allahu Akbar in a video, that's the only thing, and that's something that regarding praise God, that's like us saying, oh yeah, bro, go. It's not a big deal to say that on a video. So you're taking that as like religious proof of a religious terrorist attack. Look up jihad, and you'll be stunned at the definition. It does not fit what we're seeing over there, but it does fit something we're seeing over here. Right-wing Christians. Just go look at the definition in the dictionary. That's all I'm going to say. It's very religiously based, and there's no religious markings over these things. All you do is hear that they're Islamic. You hear that they're Muslim. But these things would be decorated, and it takes a lot to qualify for it, even on the most radical element. The radical element, what it is basically people who want to discredit anything, and I wonder who these people are. Discredit anything having to do with that religion at all. So they're scaring you with acts of that religion. Just like they don't want you to have anything to do with Jesus Christ or Catholics. So what do? Let's start telling everyone that Catholic priests are molesters. Yeah, that's something you're going to find out about. What? I'm not saying that it hasn't happened, but I'm saying it was a campaign. So when you hear the word Catholic priest, what do you think of? Molester. Why? They don't want you getting spiritual